Hi Kim, it's Ken Quare with United Real Estate Scottsdale. You had just left about, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes ago. Anyway, I wanted to do some investigating to see if I could figure out what's going on with the leak. This is where the leak happened when you guys were here. And I found something interesting. I believe I know what's causing the problem, and it will be a very simple repair. But here, as you can see, I'm just kind of videoing this so I can demonstrate what I've noticed. It's completely dry right now. Stopped raining a while ago. It hasn't rained since, so obviously no more water coming in. Now I'm going to go upstairs and demonstrate our experiment, because I believe what's causing the leak is actually just the windowsill not draining quite fast enough. And that's a pretty common problem when it comes to leaks. And one of the things we'll do is open the gutters up on this sill a little and clean it out, because I don't know how well you can see this. Maybe not very well because of the light. But there's a gutter here. Where is it? That little flap there is a metal gutter. And I'm going to open that flap up a little more so that more water can go through. And also, there's debris, the soot from the buildup over the years. And there's another flap or gutter for the windowsill here. And I know the video is terrible, but obviously it's just full of soot and buildup from years. So what I'm gonna do is simulate a downpour that we had, but I'm not gonna let water go anywhere except for in this track. It's drizzling just slightly here right now, but it's not raining. And I don't know how long it rained, but I'm thinking it rained for quite a bit. I know it was raining on our way here for a good 10-15 minutes. So I'm just going to fill this track up, simulating rainwater. It hits the window, it just fills this track up. And the idea is it drains out these little gutters, and it is draining. The question is it draining fast enough? Because these windows, if they're not draining fast enough, there's little cracks in the corners, and if it doesn't let the water out fast enough, it will seep into the wall. And when it seeps into the wall, we end up with water coming down into the wall, which is what we know was happening, and it makes its way downstairs. So I'm going to continue to let this fill. Just put a few bottles in it, because I really don't know how long it takes for the water to accumulate and eventually make its way down to this first floor. Maybe put a couple more just to be thorough. But again, I'm only putting water in the windowsill, and this windowsill was moist from the initial rainstorm, so I know that it had water in it. It was moist all the way across to the other side, so I know that it filled up. So basically I'm simulating the same thing. I'm filling the sill up with water like the downpour we had, which is probably why they never noticed it before, because we don't always get heavy downpours. And it may not have happened prior to now, because it just took years for this soot to build up and not allow it to drain quite as fast as it should. So I don't know how much water. It looks like I got one more bottle here, so I'll go ahead and take one more stab at it. Again, I'm only letting water fill into the sill here. And then it is draining out, like I said, but the question is, when you have a downpour, is it draining fast enough? I also took a look at the new A-frame roof as they tied it into the existing wall, and it's got a very solid metal flashing. It doesn't look like there's any damage to the wall outside, which is what leads me to believe that it's not the roof, it's this windowsill. Okay, so I don't know, I think I put about 5 bottles of water in there. It's draining out as we speak, so this is draining, it's just not draining fast. And now I'm going to take it downstairs and see if we're leaking. And as you can see, it's just starting to come through. I'm gonna have to get down here. I mean, obviously if it kept raining, but as you can see, the water is just starting to come out here. So that's just the 5 bottles of water. And obviously it's gotta migrate from upstairs across the header. And as you can see, it's continuing to flow and getting a little bit bigger now. The puddle's starting to grow as the rest of that water drains out. So that indeed is our leak. It's just that that windowsill is not draining. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean that windowsill track out and make sure that everything's flowing free, and we shouldn't have this problem in the future. Basically, any windowsill that gets backed up and isn't draining properly is going to do the same thing on any house. So just wanted to rest your concerns if there were any. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.